Hey everyone, so today I'm just going to talk about my first LA marathon experience. I'll try to keep it short, just kind of want to talk a little bit about how I prepped, why I did it, my gear, and my afterthoughts after I finished. So I didn't really train, I didn't have a training program. I've always been a runner, but to be honest, I think the time leading up to the marathon, I probably was running not as often as I normally do. 3 weeks before, my longest run was a 16-mile run, and before that was like a 10-mile run, and then I was just kind of doing like 6 miles here and there. Really just wasn't, running as much as I normally do because I work in a warehouse, and one of my positions I fill orders, which I'm usually walking about 6-ish miles, maybe 7 a day, just carrying really heavy stuff. So I feel like that kind of already conditions my body a little bit for endurance, and probably not quite as long as a marathon, but pretty close. So one thing I do normally is I do supplement really well. So leading up to it, I really started to, where is it? Take more glucosamine. So I bought this Kirkland brand one because you always get a lot for what you pay for. This is just really good for your joints, and really helps with like recovery and just kind of preparing your joints before and after the marathon, which there really isn't anything that can prepare your body for that. It's going to take a toll, but any little thing helps. So glucosamine was something I started taking because my job is so physical, and on top of that, all the running, I just wanted to like make sure everything was prepped and just in the best condition it could be. Also, I started making sure I took, not ZMA, L-glutamine every day, which is good for muscle support. I'm trying to see if I can get it on there. Doesn't want to focus. Sorry, but there we go. L-glutamine. So I love Now Sports, Now Foods. They have like really good, decently priced supplements. So those are like the two vitamins that I kind of added just to my daily vitamin regimen. I'll record another video maybe talking about my supplements another time, but those were just the two I added and incorporated leading up to the marathon. So those were the supplements. And then for my gear, I actually shopped around. I went to places like Asics, I went to Under Armour and Nike, and I just really couldn't find anything that I felt was good enough for the marathon. Turns out my favorite brand of workout clothes period is Champion at Target. They just have so many different features to their workout clothes, and they're so affordable. So I'll put the link to the exact pants in there. These are the Champion highwaist C9 leggings. I know you're not really going to be able to tell in the video, but they're high-waisted, and you can't really tell. They have pockets, and they're anti-chafe. And what I really like about these is that they're high-waisted, but sometimes high-waisted tends to still fall down, and these do not. These are really great, and you could still feel like the air still comes through, and it's like they stayed really dry. You could hold stuff in the pockets, and it doesn't bother your legs. These were great, and they also have a compression feature, so it's really good for circulation and things like that. So I say if you can find something cheap that works, go with it. I am all about Champion now. I just think they're the best, and their stuff lasts forever too. So those were the pants, and I feel like that's the toughest thing because things usually fall down for me, or they chafe, or these were the best. The C9 Champion high waist leggings. Also, I swear by the socks that they have. These are the duo layer heel shield, and they have like a nice padding to the toe, and they just really support your foot. I never got blisters. I did not lose toenails, which is really good. I also made sure they were clipped too before I ran. So definitely recommend getting good socks that just absorb moisture and protect your foot. It's really essential, and a lot of people don't really think about it, but definitely get these. This was a 2-pack that I got for, I think it was like $8 or $9. And same thing, Champion, and there's a lot of other more expensive brands for socks, but I just found these really worked for me, and maybe they'll work for you. I don't have my shoes on me. I left them in my car, but this year I wore the Asics Gel Kayano 23s in the color Poseidon. I have an overpronator on one foot, and then one foot is a neutral foot, so I don't know if one leg is shorter than the other, or maybe one's just wonky. I have no idea, but they were really great because they have gel inside, so they're very comfortable when you walk. But I think for me personally, I probably should have got something that has more what's the word, like just helps with the shock absorption basically a little bit better. My feet were like, I got really lucky. There was nothing wrong with my feet when I was done. I mean, my ankles did hurt a little bit, and so did my knees for sure, but they were really comfortable. But I think I really want to try Hoka's. They just look like they have a lot of support, especially for people who have overpronation. So I'm going to definitely try those. I don't know if anybody has tried those, but let me know your experience. But those are definitely going to be the next pair of shoes that I try. So those are really great. So Asics Gel Kayanos, I think they're great. Maybe not for marathons, but they're just generally comfortable though. I really do like them just for a general like walking shoe. I wish I had a picture, but I don't. But you can look those up, Gel Kayano 23s. I'll put a link in the bottom as well. Also, I just wore some cheap, I think it might have been a Champion running top. It was a pink one. Didn't chafe. Yeah, that one, nothing special as far as my running tank went. I did wear a Champion sports bra though that was anti-chafe as well. So everything Champion worked really well for me for the marathon. So you don't need really expensive clothes to run the marathon, and without, wearing, you don't need to spend a lot of money basically to not get beat up or cut up or chafe or anything like that. So Champion, definitely recommend. Also, I wore a runner's belt whenever I ran the marathon. This is great. It's kind of stretchy. This is where I kept my phone because I just don't really like armbands. So my phone was in here. I brought a little bag of pretzels, and I had some electrolyte Game Up chews. Actually, I have them right here. I didn't even eat them, but they're little electrolyte chews that I thought I was going to need. Had a little bit of cash on me. Didn't need that either. People were handing out plenty of stuff just to be prepared. Didn't know. So wore this, which was cool. Didn't cut me or dig into me or anything like that. Yeah, definitely recommend one of these just to keep a few snacks on you, because even though there's people along the marathon handing out stuff, sometimes it's just not as often as you need, or maybe you need stuff at a certain time when you want it. So definitely recommend getting one of these, maybe carrying some of those gel packs on you as well, the goo packs, there you go, that have caffeine and like calories and nutrients in them for you, since 26 miles is a lot, so you definitely should eat a little something along the way. So yeah, so this is great. Definitely recommend one of these. This is by Gear Beast, and I think I got it off Amazon. So if you look up runner's belts on Amazon or just online, you can find them anywhere. And oh, also underwear, big deal. I definitely recommend, and I think they are very popular too. It's the Under Armour Pure Stretch Hipster. Those are the best. There's like zero elastic along the lining. They absorb a lot of moisture. They're really comfortable. They don't chafe. For me, chafing's a big deal because I think I just have very narrow hips, so even when I'm really small or weigh very little, my thighs still rub, everything still kind of rubs. So it's very important for me to find stuff that's anti-chafe, especially for long distance running. Sorry, you'd be surprised how quickly rubbing just definitely does not work with your body if you haven't done a long run before. So that's for that. And then yeah, the aftermath was, it was a really good experience. I mean, unfortunately, I did have like some sort of stomach bug the week before, so I was pretty bedridden most of the week before, which kind of stunk because I would have liked to, get nutrients in my body and maybe do some yoga and things like that. So I definitely wasn't feeling 100% for the marathon, but it was just really neat because there was all kinds of people running it. I was actually getting passed up by a lot of elderly people, which was actually really inspiring because even though I was feeling sick and they were running past me, I was like, oh, I gotta go. So I tried my best. It was a little bit of a struggle, but I mean, it was a good experience. The weather was really nice. Anything that I forgot, people had there. Like people were handing out goo packs, people were handing out water, they were handing out snacks, Gatorade, things like that. But I highly recommend just bringing your own water bottle on you. I saw some people who had like the handheld water bottles that kind of strap to your hand. There was just a few stretches that were a little bit warmer than others that I wish that I'm actually really glad that at one point I had grabbed a water, like an actual water bottle from someone who was handing them out, because oh man, if I didn't have that, I probably would have been really sick. So because I was already dehydrated, I was already kind of sick from not getting nutrients for the week, so it was just really, I think it's just important in general, sick or not, to have that water bottle on you. But it was really neat, and I think that even if you're not a runner, I think going with like a group of friends just to do it, I mean, it might take 6 hours, 7 hours, but it's just really cool because you get to see LA like without the traffic. Like you get to walk down and really get to look at the surroundings and see things maybe you never saw before. I know for me, I had never seen Rodeo Drive before, and I grew up here in LA, so that was really neat to see. And it was just a really good experience. It was pretty inspiring. I'm definitely going to run it again because I was not very happy with my time for the most part. But, you know, it's expected. I was feeling a little under the weather, and I just wanted to get through it and not pass out. So I jogged it pretty slow most of the way, and then a couple of points I did try to power walk so I could try to get some nutrients in my body. I tried to eat my pretzels. I still was feeling sick, so it didn't work. But I definitely recommend to anybody to really try the marathon. All kinds of people do it. You're not expected to run at Olympian speed or pro speed. It's just a cool experience, and I recommend it to anybody, and I think everyone should at least try to do it once, or maybe even a half marathon. But LA Marathon to me is one of the coolest because you see so many things, and so many people are cheering you on, and there's so many different sights to see and entertainment. It's a really cool experience, and I'm hoping next year that I'll feel a lot healthier and be able to enjoy it a little bit more. Also make sure if you do a physical job like me where you're on your feet for a majority of the time, I would recommend taking at least 2 days off. For me, I took 1 day off, went back to work. It was the worst pain of my life. It felt like I was stepping on spikes because the tendons in my feet and my joints, nothing really had healed quite yet. So a few days later, actually on Wednesday, I was in a different department, and I ended up really injuring my knee because the muscles are so weak, and I was just pivoting and not paying a lot of attention to my body. Well, I was just trying to move so that the pain on my feet wouldn't be so bad, and I ended up hurting myself. So definitely recommend taking at least 2 days off if you're doing something as a career that you are on your feet a big majority of the day. Sorry, my cat's jumping all over the bed, so sorry for the shakiness. But overall, really good experience, not experiment. But hopefully, I'll see you next year, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. I'm not a pro. This is my first LA Marathon, but I'm really happy that it's over, and now I definitely know how I should train if I want to get a better time and what I should have on me. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you got some decent tips. But you definitely don't need a lot. You just need yourself and just some comfy clothes and the right shoes, and you should be pretty much good to go. All right. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon. Bye.